This is a pairing game. A boy spins a bottle and the girl it points to becomes his match. They then have to go into a closet together for 7 minutes and they can do whatever they want. Chuck was eyeing the blonde girl across from him. As he spun the bottle, he silently wished it would land on her. But fate had other plans. The bottle pointed to the school's little witch, a girl Chuck had zero interest in. Chuck was bummed, but the little witch was thrilled. She had always had a secret crush on Chuck. As soon as the closet door shut, she wanted to play a dating game. Chuck refused, his heart was still on the blonde. Less than a minute in, the door slammed open. The little witch, heartbroken, snapped. In a fit of rage, she cursed Chuck. Every girl who truly dated him would leave him and go on to marry their real Prince Charming. Chuck would never be with the one he loved. She even yanked out a lock of his hair before storming off. Years passed. Chuck grew up and became a dentist. That childhood curse? Long forgotten. Until one day, his ex, the one who dumped him just a week ago, suddenly got married, and she invited Chuck to the wedding. Even crazier, all his previous exes also found true love shortly after dating him. Only now did Chuck remember the curse. Could it really be real? Meanwhile, women at the wedding were giving him hungry looks. Turns out, word had gotten out online. Chuck's ex revealed a secret, that any woman who dated Chuck would soon find their soulmate. They started calling him Lucky Chuck. The next day at his clinic, Chuck was stunned. His patients were no longer elderly women with toothaches, but hot, single women with sparkling teeth and eyes only for him. Even his assistant, a woman of color who used to ignore him, now looked at him like he was dessert. That night, Chuck got over a dozen voice messages from women begging to go on a date. Even a guy tried his luck. Chuck was speechless. Just then, his assistant showed up at his door. She had a spare emergency key and wanted to use it tonight. She wanted to go on a date with Chuck so she could find her true love. Chuck tried to talk her out of it, said it was all coincidence, but she was desperate. Dumped by bad boyfriends, deceived by liars, she just wanted a shot at real love. Moved by her tears, Chuck gave in. Afterward, he started to believe maybe the curse was real. Looking back, every single one of his serious exes had gotten married after dumping him. Just like the little witch had said, he would never find his own true love. His friend Fat Stu tried to comfort him. Maybe it's not a curse, maybe it's a gift. You're helping women find happiness. You're like a magical stepping stone. Chuck accepted his fate. He embraced it. He opened his clinic to every woman wanting to date him. One after another, they all found love soon after. Even his exes, too many to count, sent him wedding invites. Chuck had become a legend. Online, women called him a miracle. Not a single bad review. But 6 months later, Chuck was exhausted. He had countless wedding invites, but none of them were his. He was just a tool, a lucky charm. He started to hate this life. Then, at a wedding, he met Anya, a sweet, slightly clumsy woman, but somehow, Chuck was instantly smitten. Anya worked at an aquarium feeding penguins. One day, she chipped a tooth. It was the weekend and no clinics were open, except Chuck's. He gladly came in to help her. Afterwards, he walked her home. They talked the whole way and hit it off. Chuck liked everything about her. He stopped answering other women's messages. His focus was now on Anya. They began dating, sweetly, seriously, but Chuck was terrified. He always stopped things just before they kissed. He was afraid that if they truly dated, the curse would kick in, and he'd lose her. To test the curse, Chuck came up with a bold plan. All his previous dates were with attractive women. Maybe they just naturally found true love after him. So now, he chose someone who definitely wouldn't find a Prince Charming, a 500-pound woman covered in boils. He offered to date her. She agreed after he offered her $1000. Chuck's friend Fat Stu was tasked with surveillance. If this woman didn't find true love in 2 weeks, the curse wasn't real. Chuck avoided Anya during this time, afraid to jinx anything. They only video chatted, but her playful teasing made it harder for him to resist. After 2 weeks, Stu called. Dude, she found her Prince Charming. They even kissed on TV. Chuck was crushed. The curse was real. He rushed to Anya's workplace with flowers, breakfast, even dressed as a penguin to make her smile. But Anya was confused, then creeped out. He was acting weird, too intense. That night, seeing her with a male friend, Chuck lost it. He attacked the guy. Anya had enough. She broke up with him. Heartbroken, Chuck sat in the rain. His assistant passed by and thanked him. Because of him, she'd found love. Just then, Chuck saw a drunk man drop a bottle. The bottle spun and landed pointing across the street. Chuck looked up and thought he saw the little witch from his childhood. He realized, to break the curse, he had to find her. Turns out, the witch was now a mom with a quiet life. Chuck explained everything. She laughed. I was just a kid, she said. I didn't actually curse you. I was just mad. Chuck finally understood. It wasn't a curse that ruined his love with Anya. It was his own insecurity. To make it up to her, Chuck arranged for her to meet her idol, a famous penguin expert named Brian. At the aquarium, seeing Anya so happy, Chuck quietly left. Then he heard she was leaving with Brian to Antarctica. If he didn't act now, he'd lose her forever. Encouraged by Fat Stu, Chuck raced to the airport. On the plane, he found her and confessed everything. I love you. Please don't go. Anya laughed. I'm just going to a workshop. I'll be back in a week. And Brian's wife is coming too. She already knew Chuck had helped her meet Brian. She was touched. They got back together. What Chuck didn't know was, the little witch had pulled out a small box after he apologized. And inside was the curse, now broken. The end. Good Luck Chuck uses absurd humor to twist the traditional romantic comedy. It turns luck into a curse and mocks modern, fast food style love. Everyone wants a perfect fairy tale, but in real life, true love takes more than luck. It takes trust.